And then Dempsey over there with his FBI raiding ass talking about Smoke is done. I disagree with you. Smoke needs to be here. The reason why people don't want him around is because he has all their receipts. They want to come up and catch these panels and lie about the past, and he's not going to let it happen. So Smoke is here to stay. And Smoke don't even care anyway. If somebody says you cancel, Smoke is still going to do what he's going to do.
I
Bring the
love Smoke.
receipts. He's
Well,
like,
hold on.
sorry.
I love Smoke, but can you windmill for him? Because it's like, yo, Keeper kind of got him. I mean, I heard that he might be sniffing. She got a receipt where he was sniffing and he was dragging his own mother. I mean,
Okay.
I want to fight for him. I want to fight for him, but dang, it's kind of hard after he kind of body bag himself. I'll mute.
Okay, that lady, the woman you just mentioned, I had never had any interaction with her. So I will be fair and say this. My knowledge of her is based on Stargate challenging her, telling her she was telling lies on Stargate. So I was at Stargate's live streams where she would apparently, according to Stargate, make up all these stories and deny things that happened like Carrie Ann did. So what did Stargate do? Stargate came on and brought the receipts. So I believe Stargate. She even lied many times on the Smoke. Stargate said, I'm not rocking with Smoke right now, but I'm not going to let you lie on him. I'm not going to let you come on my channel and lie on the Smoke. I'm going to have to bring the receipts. Well, bring the MF receipts. Okay, I'm going to get the receipts. And then the next show or 2 shows later, she went down the line. You know how Stargate does it? Knock down every single lie that this person said. And I never met this Keeper lady.
You talking about Little Legs? You talking about Little Legs? Alleged, they call her Little Legs.
Is that Keeper? Is that her? I don't know her. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I never had any sort of negative or no interaction, but she's mentioned me several times. But I just saw Stargate tore her behind up with those receipts. Although Stargate at the time was not rocking with Smoke. But she said, I don't like people coming on my channel just telling lies like that. So they were on the ladies, like the Purple series. They would spend all the time over there. And Stargate has every single receipt. And that is why they hate her. And that is why they hate the Smoke. So as far as Smoke giving a statement about his mother, okay, as long as Smoke is being honest, and he said more things, but I'm not going to repeat publicly. I'm not going to repeat it, though. If he wants to repeat it, he talked about some things that happened. At least Smoke is not coming on here and talk about how great she was. And then he slips up and lies and says something else, like calls her a dog. Unlike Carrie Ann, who used the parent issue to bash everybody. You were no good because your dad is this and your mom is that. But then she slips up in the middle of the night saying, oh, my dad, like dog, I have to walk my dog or my dad. And as trash as her own father and says people lived with broken homes. And then she slips up when she's on too many opioids and says that her parents got divorced, excuse me. So at least if you're going to say something about your parents and you feel you have reason to, at least you're being honest instead of using it to try to fake bash people when your circumstances were likely worse. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you something. Carrie said, now I'm going to come and tell you that her father's name is Larry. She disclosed that in one of these old live streams, just like she disclosed her last name was Wilson. She said it. I have the live stream. I have the proof. And so guess what I found? I'll do what Carrie does. She goes and finds random people with the same names and accuses them of all these atrocities and places them at addresses where they never were. So let me do Carrie Ann a favor. There is a man called Larry Wilson in Chicago who killed his girlfriend and himself and shot the girlfriend's son. Hold it. No, is this Carrie's father? I don't know. But listen, she'll come on and say without even vetting, I don't know if it's her dad. Larry Wilson was a common name, right?
Hold on. Slow down. What? Wait a minute. Whoa.
I don't. Okay.
Say
As
that,
I'm saying,
whoa.
I'm giving a disclaimer because I don't know if this is the same Larry Wilson, but she don't give a crap. She just comes up here saying any damn thing that Stargate had a baby at 13. And I don't even like repeating what she says, but everybody knows Stargate was open about her situation, and everybody knows Stargate didn't have no child at 13. But here she is, and I'll get back to the Larry Wilson in a minute. But here she is claiming all these brothers are registered sex offenders and pedophiles and all that, and it's the scourge of the earth. But then she's laughing at somebody, even if it was true, that got raped, because that's what it would be. That's all it would be, rape at 13, and you had a baby. But everybody knows it's a freaking lie. She doesn't even care. She was not around when Stargate talked about her family openly, and there's never been no birth at no freaking 13 years old. But she will take whatever is given to her or make it up and run with it. So let me repeat, and I will get the article for you. There is someone by the name of Larry Wilson who lived on the south side of Chicago, who killed his girlfriend, shot her son, and then offed himself. How would she like it if we ran around insisting this is her father without vetting and verifying? How's she going to feel about that?
Whoa.
I have the article. I'll get the article to you. It was published, but I don't know if that's her father. But I'm coming up here saying, what if it is? If it is her father, it sure would explain how she feels about everybody's parents and laughing at tragedies. There was someone else whose name I'm not going to mention who disclosed that one parent took the life of another parent in this person's presence. And what did she do? She jumped on it and threw it up in this person's face whenever she had the chance. Always talking about children being molested, people being violent, but she's very selective. And all of these threats that she makes. So it wouldn't be surprised if this is the same Larry Wilson, but we don't know this.
Right.
And if you look at the math adds up. If that person was alive, to this, doesn't mean to cut you off. If that person who took the life of his girlfriend and shot her son, if he was alive today, he would be like 83. She's like 48, right? That wouldn't be too far off, would it?
Absolutely not.
I don't know if it's her father, but she don't.
Around the age, yeah.
She don't vet anything. All she does is lie and make up stories and take 1/3 of a story here and half of it here, 0 part there, make this part up.
1942, then 1943. What you said, 83? That would be, he was born in 40.
I think the guy was 31. 42. No, let me tell you what the calculations for.
Add him in at 30. Let me do the math. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. The age of the man who shot the girl, killed the girlfriend, was 31 years old. This is the 1991. So do the math. I think I did the math and it came out he would be like 83 if he had been living today.
91. She probably was in high school, maybe her first year in high school as a freshman, maybe. I'm digging deep. I'm thinking. I'm putting 2 and 2 together. This is all freestyle off the top. This is an exclusive. Whoa. She never said when did her parents get divorced. So do you think that, wait, I'm not going to bring her mother into it, but what are you saying? What are you saying? Her father is doing a bit?
I don't know if it's no. Let me repeat. He killed his girlfriend and killed himself.
What?
That's what this says in the article. I'll get the article to you.
Let me say
31 years old.
It's funny how, because all I'm thinking about now when you're saying that is P and Malik, and how she was just so adamant that P didn't have a daughter. P's daughter isn't in her life, isn't in his life, and she was willing to pay $500. And then for Malik, she was willing to pay $500. Oh, you ain't got no house, you ain't supporting this, and you ain't. And she went live multiple times. It seems like something was in her to just get her so in her feelings
about
she
black men.
No sleep. She was talking about Shaquem. She woke up and talking about Malik. Like all Brooke said was a little bit, a little that, a little this. And it just was just enough for her to get her battery all recharged and talk about black men. And Malik, show me this. And P, show me that. And I don't believe none of y'all. And y'all need to prove to me. It seems like she needs so much proof that the black man is there for their children and there for their wives. I'm just wondering what is really going on with her child.
She came in trashing black men. I mean, you're not going to do that. You're not going to, if your father was even halfway decent. Nobody's perfect. No one had a perfect relationship with their parents at any time in life. Something happens, right? At all stages of life, you go through things. But her anger coming in here, trashing the black man, it was disgusting. And she continues to do it. She keeps doing it and says they're child molesters and perverts. And every time there's a man involved, he's going to do something to your daughter and all. And that statistic, by the way, is not even factual. Most children who are molested, the younger they are, they're more likely to be molested by a relative, not mom's boyfriend. It doesn't say that mom's boyfriend won't molest the child. Most likely, it is someone in the family or somebody close to the family, like a teacher, a counselor. Typically, not all the time it's going to be the mom's boyfriend. So she used that to try to make up lies about Stargate and say she's going to let so-and-so do this to her child. Always trying to find a way to talk about, in particular, a man doing something to a child. Now, this was a girlfriend that he deleted and himself. And he shot the girlfriend's, I think the son was 19 or something like that. He survived. Now, is this Larry Wilson, Carrie's dad? I don't know that. But she sure as hell will come on here speaking the gospel truth, as she so says it, lying, deliberately lying on people.
We
So
got
he
some
killed himself.
in the house. We got some
That's okay. They don't have to believe it. They don't have to believe anything. I didn't write the article. I don't work for that newspaper. The article is written. I didn't write it. Okay. The article is written. Whether it's him, I don't know. I don't know if it's him or not. She don't even give disclaimers. So I don't give a damn. She said her telling all kinds of lies. I put a disclaimer. Even so, even if I just come out and said it and acted like it was true and it wasn't, so what? I can do that too.
No, I hear you. I hear you. You're giving. Yeah. I just want to point out, the naysayers. Just so
that's okay. They can naysay.
I like to hear what they say, and I want to hear your response because you have a way of just handling the naysayers. Respectfully, you don't have a law degree, but you have a very good skill in your ability to go against the counter opinions to what you're saying.
They just make stuff up. But I have some respect for the Smoke. He didn't try to pretend he had a hunky-dory life and then get caught up in a lie.
I salute you for saying that and protecting him, but that's still
it's not protection. It's fact.
Don't escape the fact that he shouldn't have dragged his mother like that. Real talk.
No,
man. That's the only reason why I'm kind of upset at him and why Keeper got him in a headlock and on the top rope. Because God darn, why did you shouldn't even allow Keeper to be able to have that type of receipt and the dirty couch receipt?
There's no receipt. That's not a receipt. Smoke already said that. How is it a receipt? Listen, I have never heard anybody expose Smoke. Smoke has come out and said it. That's how he feels comfortable saying what he says. Just like Stargate, no one has exposed Stargate. Stargate has said what she wanted to say. When you're perpetrating,
he's transparent. He ain't afraid to just keep it real. So I will give him that. So
he already said it.
Like my bad, Smoke.
They would not have known that. And there's some other things that he said that she didn't. Something that Smoke said about he saw his mother do something. I'll let Smoke retell the story. I'm not going to say it. At least he's honest. Okay, this may not sound nice, but I'll just say this real quick. Say there's a huge issue in the family. The whole family decides they want to forgive a relative, but there's one person who doesn't want to. As a therapist, I can't force that one person. Everybody has a right to their feelings. Nobody should be forced into forgiving because the rest of the family says, let's forget about it.
Let me ask you something.
Let's respect everybody's view. Yeah.
Do you think, not to cut you, but I'm just, after hearing you say that, do you think it was right for him to drag his mother like that, regardless of his opinion or what she did to him as a child or where he's at, with their relationship? Do you think it was right that there's no empathy, there's no understanding of just the woman? You're a woman.
Right.
So you're saying that he was in the right to drag his mother and to just spread her tea and her dirty laundry all up on these YouTube streets? Would you be happy if somebody did that to you, calling you a crackhead, even if you was having a situation in your life? Because we're not saying that's what she is now, but she might have been going through some stuff and she just wasn't ready to be a mother at that time. I'm not gonna throw dirt and salt on his mother's name like he did, or Keeper is trying to insinuate because she's just using receipt. He said, I'm a mute,
Right.
but my question to you is, do you think he was 100% right dragging his mother like that?
He was right for what he did for himself. You have to do what you feel, just like those families who have atrocities and everybody says, let's forget about it and forgive the person. And one person's going, no, I don't. Okay, so you as a therapist, you have to force, I don't have to force anything. Everyone is entitled to how they are going to deal with issues. So if he wants to do what he did, he felt how he felt good about it. You don't know what else he's been through because he did say some other things. That is his right to feel how he feels. Being true and honest to yourself rather than say you feel a certain way because you're feeling forced and pressured. You're not going to be settled with yourself. If you're doing something because somebody else is saying you have to do it, you should feel this way. No, you get to feel how you feel. That way you won't get tripped up and it comes out in another way. You start drinking all this alcohol and taking all these drugs, taking all these opioids, and then you get on late at night and start confessing, and you don't even realize what you said before. But now the truth is seeping out. That's what Carrie Ann does. She put up a facade about the master's degree. She put up a facade about her mother, but then slipped it up late night when she can't sleep. You're right. When you cannot sleep, you start doing things. The real truth comes out. And she even said it the other night. I got the receipt. The dummy. Stop giving people your past live streams without going through it word for word. Somebody saved her live streams and started sending her the live streams that she recorded or had, because she don't have them anymore. Somebody else sent those to her, and she did not vet those. She did not sit down and listen to every word because she's making confessions in there. And this was 3 and 4 years ago.
So hold that for a second. Hold that. I want to get back to Smoke. So I hear you, and thank you for really just helping me understand it a little bit better in a female perspective, in a therapist perspective. So basically you're saying he was venting and he was getting it off his chest and he was being transparent, and that's better than Carrie Ann because she was just holding stuff in and keeping the toxicity in. And what Keeper did was she used a vulnerable time where he was just venting and laying it out. And I think she was just saying, yo, let her vent. It was Keeper that said, she was saying that about damn my opinion. Like, yo, she's venting, let her vent. But when it comes to Smoke, he can't vent. It's unhealthy. And she used that. She weaponized him venting and him cleansing, getting all that issues out and then out on the table so he can love his mother. And now he could move on and grow and change and look at her in a better, higher light. She wanted to use his story and his testimony to weaponize that, to roast him. That's messed up, Keeper.
It is messed up. But here's the other thing. When I heard Smoke talking about it, I didn't perceive it to be a venting. It was matter of fact, as if he's already, and I'm not doing no psychological analysis or anything. I'm just saying, based on what I heard, it sounded like it was a resolved issue and he was just discussing something. Because somebody was expecting him to be a certain way. And he's like, wait a minute, you're talking about my mom, but let me tell you what the facts. You expect him to upset me about talking about my mother. Let me tell you what I know about, because she was my mom. It wasn't like I'm venting or that's not what I got when I heard Smoke tell the story. It was matter of fact, this has been resolved. This is how I feel. There's no conflict. He didn't go in another live stream and slip out something else. Okay,
but if I'm his mother, I wouldn't want my son to be saying, yo, my mother was a crackhead and you wasn't a good parent. You wasn't like, goddamn, even if I was smoking that crack, real talk, if I was just, doing my thing with that 8-ball, I would not want my own son, my flesh and blood, to just be saying all type of stuff to strangers on these YouTube streets. Come on, son.
Okay, but Smoke. He's a grown-ass man. Even as a child, he has a right to feel how he feels. You can't tell somebody how to feel. No matter what they did to you, you have to feel a certain way. No, you get to feel how you feel. It's better to feel how you feel and live that rather than saying you don't feel that way and then it slips up. And then you start using everybody else's life and trying to put your life and your misery on everyone else by making up lies. That's what Carrie Ann is doing, unresolved. You got issue with your dad. You got issue with your dad, and you're up here talking about everybody else's father. What are you talking about? This is your parent. Nobody else is up here saying They want to say something about their parent. They say something about their parent. Why do they need you to say something and lie on you? Okay. By trying to get you to defend your mother or father when you didn't even bring the issue up. So if somebody chooses they want to say something about it, okay. Like the one person whose name I won't mention brought up the homicide. She saw one. Oh, that person saw somebody. Sorry, I gave the gender. Sorry about that. The person saw one parent take the life of another. That's what that person decided to do. But that person was using substances, was drunk, and was high. Smoke has marijuana. I have yet to hear Smoke say, "Oh my God, I shouldn't have said. Oh my God, I slipped up." There's nothing slipping up. He's just saying what he says. He's not trying to hide anything. Okay. If he wants to say it, he says it. Okay.
Okay. Now this is allegedly. You're saying this Larry Wilson fellow who would be 83 at the time, but you said he took his life. Are you saying he took his wife's life?
Okay, he took the life. I will get the as soon as I get off here, I'm going to find the article for you. He shot his girlfriend, killed his girlfriend. I think that her name was Amanda. Okay, he shot the girlfriend and then shot her son and then killed himself.
Is that all the article is saying? I mean,
I have to pull it up.
Is there a picture of the man?
I don't know if there's a picture. I have to get it.
Any love triangle? Was he going through a love triangle with his girlfriend and with his alleged wife?
When I get the article, you can read it to the. How about you read it to the whole chat?
Okay. And this was in 1991. This happened in
1991.
And what area of Chicago?
South Side.
Woo!
Now we can say it's her dad and be irresponsible like her. But it's a public article. I don't know if it's him or not, but it sure would explain a lot. Always talking shit about everybody's family.
He told Pills, what was the name of the school, the high school she went to? Dang,
I don't know. I can go get it because it was on, whose channel was it on? Or maybe it was hers. I think I have that too. No, but she should not be giving these, she's reposting live streams that people are giving her and she's not going through them. Thank you very much, Carrie, for not going through the live streams where you were running your mouth about yourself and had no care in the world about getting cold busted. That's how we got her last name. And then she said she was doxxed by Stargate. How is she doxxed by Stargate? You said your own name, dummy, and you are a public servant. But the reason why Carrie Ann has moved on to the married couple is because she's been trying to get Kip to respond to her for the longest, and Kip has kicked her to the curb. She wants Kip to come on and grab the link and answer what she's saying.
He's like, Hyde Park High or something. Is that a high school, Hyde Park?
I don't know.
I don't know. Park High School, Hyde Park, Chicago.
It might be. It might be.
I gotta get
the
back
article
to
is what the article is what I need to get for you and send to you, and you can read it and you can decide what you believe or if it's her or not him. So she's putting everybody else on the defensive. She's put everybody else. She makes up lies about people. She deliberately makes up lies. At least I'm bringing something up that's actually printed. She wants to run around and give everybody fake addresses. She brought up an address that Stargate's not even there. And she's going around telling people and posting it. And her children.
You just dropped a bombshell, AAS. Real talk. I mean, whoa. And thank you for helping clear in Smoke God's name. So I'm not.
His name doesn't need to be cleared. The name never need to be cleared. Smoke has got it going on.
I hear you, but
they want Smoke to obey him like a slave. She's not that person.
A short and an upload today, or most recently.
She's trying to get Smoke's attention.
She's been consistent.
No, she's really trying to get attention. She's trying to get Smoke to talk to her.
To go live because I'm like, yo, keep it chill. She hitting below the belt. She talking about his mother. She found a receipt of him saying his mother is a crackhead. What you mean? Like, yo,
he said it. That's not a receipt. A receipt is somebody maybe they caught you saying when you were out maybe eating dinner and they recorded you or secretly. He already said it. What are you doing? I mean, I don't know the woman. Again, I just know Stargate had gone methodically and debunked every single thing that she denied that she said, including stuff about the smoke.
All I want to say is I don't got no issue with you, Keeper. Don't
know her.
Keeper.
I don't know the person.
Keeper is Keeper ruthless.
No,
all
she's
she was
not
doing was
ruthless.
put a
She's
crack
mad.
pipe in her mouth, and she's
Okay.
dragging the dude. What? Go ahead. I'll mute.
No,
But
she's not. How do you drag somebody with information they gave you? That's not possible.
okay.
Just okay. How many times have you been through situations, and you're going through it now? Besides this, you won't pay attention to a woman, and she's mad, so she's going to do anything to try to get your attention. She wants there to be a back and forth with Smoke. She wants Smoke and fully engaged, and in mentioning her on every live stream because Stargate already brought out the receipts. You remember that, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and that's if she stabbed Stargate in the back. I'm going by what Stargate said on the receipts. I don't know that lady personally. I just heard Stargate several times bring receipts, and Stargate plays what the person said. This is what you said about me, okay? And this is what, and I didn't say it. I didn't do it. The Stargate goes, okay, on this show, and she puts it up on the screen. That's why people were harassing Stargate because she has the actual live stream where things are said, and she puts the live stream up there so it's running. So you can't accuse her of taking stuff down. Now she's had to resort to sound bites because people are mad. And they want to try to strike her channel because she's busting them up with receipts. They don't want any parts of it.
Wow. So let's get
Also,
back.
Carrie Ann did not
That's what I was
dox
going to ask you.
Stargate.
This
Sorry,
Carrie
me to cut you
situation.
off. Can I say
What were you
something to
saying?
y'all
Go
show?
ahead.
She did not. That's Stargate is not associated with that address, but she should not have to come online and say that. She finally said it yesterday, so I'm repeating it. She did not dox her, but she's doxing somebody, or not. The word is not even doxing, it's public. I think whoever lives there should know. One of these days, you're going to do this to somebody who's really going to like be serious about taking them to task. But that lady, Keeper, is demanding that Smoke make shows about her, do whole live streams, and to go through everything that happened so she can be mentioned. That's how it appears to me. Why are you still talking about it? You don't need to have a dealings with the man anymore. It's over and done with. But she wants Smoke to talk about her all the time. But remember, you even said that Smoke had it going on. Remember that? You had to admit that. Did you not?
No. I love Smoke respectfully. No, Diddy.
No, I'm talking about back then when Dumpsy got mad at you. Dumpsy D0 got mad at you when you said right now. Well, you didn't say right now. You said Smoke is the king. JLM is the king, and he wants to kick you off the live stream for that.
He did. He brought me back.
Damn.
Yes, I remember that. It was crazy. He really had an issue with Smoke God. Smoke God was taking a lot of his viewership, a lot of the women, mainly Stargate, and he used Stargate, and then he made that song about Stargate with, I forgot what it was called, but that was a banger.
Horrible.
Oh, you think it was a horrible song?
He was mad because Stargate decided to go visit. She just simply went over there to go see what the channel was about and liked it and loved it. And everybody, and Stargate started telling her, but let's go over there. Let's do this. Yeah, let's get it together. 24-hour live streams. And Dumpsy lost it and was so abusive. Max V, I don't want to give Max V credit, but you got to give credit where credit is due. Stop crying. He told Stargate to stop that because she was crying, remember? She was so shocked.
Yeah.
Okay. Max V got on and told her to stop it. And you to stop that crying, Stargate. Show your other side. You defend yourself. And Stargate changed, like it little gradual change. And she finally got to, I'm going to show you this side of me. You're not going to run me off.
What about this?
You're not going to shame me. Yeah.
D-Darrell, he had so many other women in his stable. Even Tiff P said like there was other women. Why was he so fixated on Stargate when he had a plethora at that time? He was really in his prime on his YouTube streets. He had many different women in his chat, watching his content. They loved the man, and I'm gonna keep it real. I mean, I know he canceled him full time,
right?
But the dude had his chat too. I mean, Lennon had his Cookie Crush chat, but D-Darrell had a period of time he had his females. Why was he so fixated on Stargate? I'll mute.
Okay, this is not to devalue anybody because I'm not doing that. Stargate has the Mariah Carey effect. You know, Mariah Carey loves her fans and her supporters genuinely. Even though I was not rocking with Stargate, there's one thing you can't deny: how she's got great customer service. She's Imelda Marcos. Check out Imelda Marcos. Okay, they gravitate. It's just like a magnet. Look at how Mariah Carey, she moves to the airport, and the way they respect her. It's not like what is the word? Obsessive. She's like the female Pied Piper. Okay. And she means it. It's genuine how she treats people on her channel. She treats people with respect. She wants everybody to be comfortable. She's an excellent customer service provider, and that's her nature. Now, I never would ever deny her that, even though we were going back and forth, she was very much into making sure everyone has a place on her channel. That's Stargate. And so that's just natural. That's a natural. And then she's sexy. She's got, ample breasts. She's got her personality. Come on now. Let's get what happened with the t-shirt.
I hear you.
She's just being herself. She can't help how she is. And then when they saw the t-shirt, forget it. It's over with. Okay? It's done. But she's not even trying to do anything. Stargate is just Stargate. That's the thing that I don't get, that they're jumping all over her for being herself.
So basically what I'm hearing you saying is Stargate just resonated this level of royalty that other women just really didn't have or didn't showcase. And Dita was able to peep that eminence, that effervescence oozing out of Stargate, just being a royal, being queen.
She's royalty. She's absolutely royalty. Now, Breaking the Culture is also royalty, but she's not in the Umar Johnson sector. Okay, because she is a resident here. She's not a Umar Johnson sector, but that's the effect that Breaking the Culture had. But here's the thing: they don't even look at themselves like that. They're just who they are. They only start talking about how, quote, great they are when people start trashing them. Wait a minute now. You want me to say that I'm a dog? If you're going to trash my looks, okay, now I'm going to defend myself. I think I look good. You're saying I look like whatever. Shouldn't somebody defend their looks if they don't think they're a dog?
Right. That's okay. Let me piggyback on, because you mentioned Breaking at a point, she was a queen of that church sector. That's why Larry Reed, Conscious TV, and even Knockout Media, all the men and the women, they loved her or they loved to hate her. She was that B word in that sector. And I think that was one of the reasons that T Pre wanted to work with her, because of her clout.
But then she mistreated her. Then she just treated like, it's like people do that just to try to bring you down. My friend, let me tell you this is a very telling situation. It was a Christmas party. It's like 20 years ago. Her and her husband bought a $3.5 million home. As at a Christmas party, everybody was happy. Festive event. This one sister came up to her and said, I knew there was a reason why I hated your black ass. She said that to her at the Christmas party. I knew. Because of her house. And she has a husband, and a white husband, and all. And my friend just completely, she left her presence and was like, wanted to kick her out. So me and her husband are saying, don't kick her out. Just play it off. This is a festive event. Don't let her ruin your Christmas party. It took her maybe about 15 minutes to get it together. But can you imagine being told that you're being kind to everybody in your home, and you get somebody coming up to you, talking to you crazy like that? This is what these females do to Stargate. Stargate didn't jump on any of these women. Breaking the Culture of Silence didn't jump on any of those women.
Right.
They started trashing and abusing and harassing and lying on them.
It goes back to LeBron. Yes. When he just got into the league, he was the #1 draft pick, and everybody wanted him. Breaking was the #1 draft pick. She was all messing with Larry Reed, and she was just popping in the church sector, and she started just finagling and working with you guys and just taking up for y'all. But they still loved her, and they wanted to chase her clout and ride her wave. The fact that she was the new kid on the block, and she was a #1 draft pick, and she was getting her clout up. She already had clout. She was doing interviews with these major labels out of even the beef sector. I don't remember, but you know what I'm talking about. They were interviewing her, and she was getting clout. And everybody was on all sides was like, oh, you so beautiful. Oh, anything you say, anything, da 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 da. And it just seems like, just like what happened with LeBron, There was even haters even on his
Right.
own team. And that's what happened with the other side, like the Carries, like the T Prees. They really want to work with her. They really wanted to put her part of the sister group, but there was a level of hate. They
Right.
wanted her to help them win, but they didn't want her to really steal their shine. I'll mute.
You're right. This is so true. But here's the thing about LeBron James. He held his tongue for a long time. So I'm going to give him a pass on anything he says because they haven't talked about this man's family. And he shut his mouth for the longest time, was diplomatic, neutral, didn't really want to say, like, be controversial, but he got sick of it. You get sick of that after a while. So like I say about Stargate, you didn't came for her children, breaking the culture silence. She came for their children. They can say whatever the hell they want. The ER, the gorilla, whatever they want to say. I'm not gonna say anything about it. They put up with so much crap, just started attacking their children. What do their children have to do with anything? You're arguing with an adult, and all of a sudden you bring in someone's children saying that you're gonna let somebody molest your children, or you let someone molest your children. Just how? And making these sexual comments about children that words should not be used in the same sentence as children. Carrie Ann does that. How are you making adult statements about children sexually, making it up? That is all about you. Quit bringing people's children into this, minor children.
But let me say this. T Pre ain't never been the same ever since Breaking caught that body bag on D Darrell's panel of all places, because D Darrell was T Pre's main sponsor, but D Darrell was riding both fences because he wanted to fuck both of them. He didn't know what to do. He liked Breaking, but he also liked T Pre. But when Breaking came on his panel with that daughter of T Pre receipt, it body bag T Pre. T Pre ain't been the same ever since. Let's really talk about it. I mean, she go live every now and then that I'm hearing about, but it hit different. It hit different.
And Breaking the Culture was silent for a long time. And here's the part that really bothers me. It's the same thing like with Rev G. You can't point to something that Rev G did something to you. Like when you have so much hatred and vitriol or even revenge, wouldn't it be that somebody actually did something to you? Like they hurt your family member, like physically, they robbed your house, they did something to you. That's what you should be doing when you go after people. Why are you going after people for what? They didn't do and say anything to you or about you. What the hell's wrong with you? And they want you to fight on that level. Let me see your handcuffs. Was mad because Breaking the Culture silence wouldn't go after Larry Reed after they got into their little dust up. They patched up their dust up like immediately. Then they sent Breaking all this information. Oh my God, I better let Larry know what's happening. And that's why they went after her, sending the cops to her house. Gerald, they sent the cops to his house, swatted him. Keep talking about his family. Why? Because they won't obey. Because they won't come along and do what you want them to do, like you're a slave on a plantation.
On a side note, because you mentioned Larry Reed, so it made me think, because I heard some news. I don't know if it was Stephen Gaetano or somebody mentioned Larry Reed and Conscious TV. They're not seeing eye to eye. Is that a thing now? Is that making any noise? Is this something that we should talk about, like the Umar?
I don't know about them. I'm friends with Breaking the Culture, so I'm not into the Larry Reed. I don't know. I just know that he was accused at one point and took it to court. And nobody was bringing the evidence. If you're going to accuse somebody, say someone was arrested and they're a registered sex offender, which he is not. Does that mean every time there's a crime, you have a right to lie on that person? Of course, the police are going to talk to all the registered sex offenders in the community, but just because somebody committed a crime, doesn't give you the right to just falsely accuse them. That just, to me, as Black people, they don't have any bones about that. So you had a chance to go to court and prove yourself that you said this is what happened and these are the witnesses. If you're going to bring this to YouTube and interview people and make these claims, damn it, get your ass in court and show it. Why are you doing it on YouTube, but you won't do it in court? Should be easy. Should it not be easy? If you're doing an interview on YouTube, it should be even easier to defend yourself in a court of law. But no, they're just doing it for money. They're doing it to try to destroy people's reputations. They want this to follow you around like the stank on Carrie Ann's booty. which should follow her around because that's what it is. She said and did the things that she did. These other people did not. You keep running around making up lies because you know your truth, the truth about the people that you, for whatever reason, can't stand isn't going to get you anywhere.
Before we go into Stink Booty, I want to stay on this Larry Reid situation, but mainly within the sector. D. Darrell, one of the things that just got him to reignite his relevance in the sector is how he tried to bring the church sector into the Umar sector. And do you think that he has a shot? Because maybe he could come back and start talking about just giving his review or commentary on the Larry Reid situation. Is that making any noise, Larry Reid? And
I think that people like to say things about, because I don't know them personally. That's breaking the culture. Is very good friend, Larry Reid. Okay, people like to say things about these relationships because they want it to be a certain way. They are the ones who can best speak on the relationship. But people don't want to hear that. If they fall out, they fall out because they're falling out before. But if they patch things up, they patch things up. Who is anybody else's right if you patch things up to say, no, you should not be talking to this person? That's not your relationship.
So who you think is going to patch it up? You think Larry Reid and Conscious TV? Larry Reid and Breaking? Because I remember all of them used to be beefing with each other.
Larry Reid and Breaking the Culture are very close.
Yes.
Very close friends. Always have been. Yeah. To this day. Okay. Yes. He's an actual friend. Their families know each other. As far as Conscious TV, I know that sometimes Larry and Conscious fall out. I don't know that they're completely fallen off. Okay. Someone on the chat is saying that they're good. Rico says that Conscious TV is my bestie and they are good. I believe him because he knows them.
You know CTV?
He knows them. Okay. So but they want things, they don't want you to have relationships that are positive. They want everybody to hate you. They want everybody to talk shit about you. They want everybody to feel the same way that they do about you.